Trump sets record with highest trade deficit ever.
Look how proud he is.
Oh, yeah. We're going to take care of the deficit.
Making America great again by exporting more wealth and bringing less in.
Here is a remarkable and yet entirely unremarkable story. The Commerce Department announced this morning that the country's trade deficit last year was the biggest in U.S. history. It's $891 billion for merchandise, $621 billion when the service sector is added, and $419 billion with China alone.
The huckster did it again, dude.
The
The American people have been fleeced once again by a con man. What a shock. Fucking retards. The highest ever. The highest. We got sold by this guy. I'm going to cut the deficit. Oh, looky here.
My tariffs.
Yet again.
My tariffs have brought jobs back to America. Oh, Jesus.
Let these idiots go to their rallies and go, Trump for defending us.
It's just another example of one of these politicians
Look,
smiling in people's faces.
This is
and then run out
Obama's
the back
doing.
door.
Look, this is still just fallout from Obama. I'm still trying to fix the Obama mess.
Right. Yeah, that's always what it is. It's always the previous dude's
Blah, blah,
problem.
blah, blah, blah. That's it. I mean, it's just funny.
I just love the picture they chose
Yeah.
for this.
Hey, guys, how you liking them fucking record trade deficits, eh?
Tired of winning yet? Tired of exporting more American goods for less money?
Oh, yeah, and a lot of countries. Of course, we're in the midst of a bit of a trade war now with Trump trying to renegotiate every trade deal under the sun
I mean, it's just interesting.
and
because,
putting all these tariffs
and look,
up.
I've heard people argue, like, look, some of this is that they knew that these tariffs were coming, so they imported more stuff.
And, a lot of the countries are now trying to tariff us.
Why don't we
so
just
it's
sell
a bunch
our
of-
booty holes to China at this point?
Why don't
we just hit the accelerator pedal on what we all know is coming, and let's just become China 2 or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Fuck that. Let's just go invade China and take over and be like, yeah, now we owe ourselves
We
that
would
money.
dude,
No,
listen
we would
to me.
fuck China up, dude.
TJ,
We
you
would
don't
fuck 'em
know
up. They got
what the
the-
fuck you're talking
They
about.
got the number, dude.
A
They have
tiny little island nation
yeah.
supported by China fought us to a fucking standstill.
We're not gonna fight it like Vietnam, dude.
Oh, how are we going to fight it, TJ? With nukes? Because they got those too.
Vietnam isn't an island nation.
Well, how are you going to fight it? They have the biggest
We're gonna
standing army in the world. They've got more troops than we do.
Oh yeah,
What are we going to do?
dude. Our military technology is vastly superior. We have
You just don't
we have
understand,
naval
man.
superiority like
You know,
1,000 times over.
Their country's like 3 times the size of ours.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a great.
What are we
new
going to bomb? If,
great new
if
territory
we're
for us.
bombing if we're bombing an area where they're just going to move their shit out of that area into the wide expanse of their country, you can't carpet bomb,
Dude,
like
Japan-
a third of the planet.
Japan took over a big swath of China at one point. Mongolia did.
That was a different time.
Yeah, well, it's not that different. The Chinese
No one. Look.
are not going to
no
stand
one
up
wants
to the
that.
imperial might of America. Dude.
That trade deficit you just looked at, what do you think they're spending that money on, TJ?
Dude, here's the fucking problem.
Military.
Here's the problem with that, though. It's
What?
like China manufactures so many important
yeah,
things.
so we need to seize the manufacturing base of
You're
China.
going to see shit off of China.
Are you
Seize it.
joking?
Dude, the days of
Seize
American
it.
hegemony in the fucking military arena have been over.
I think it's time. I think the reason we've been putting all this money in our military is because we're just biding our time, waiting for the global takeover. Planet America.
Your problem is it's been too long since we had an enemy that literally kicked our ass. You know what I mean? It hasn't happened in our lifetime, and so people forget. Like they've got hubris like TJ's got here. Like just invade China, we
Take
kick
it
their
over.
asses.
Take
no
it.
fucking way, dude.
Take China.
That would be a boondoggle. It
right.
would be horrible.
even if the U.S. Let's say the U.S. did go to war with China and won, or whatever, and we took over. Like, you know how fucking it'd be impossible to administer that society. You think the U.S. military couldn't administer a country the size of Iraq?
Have you ever heard of
China?
insurgency?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Now
like,
think about
don't worry about that.
insurgency on 1/3 of the planet. And
Don't
that's what
worry
you're
about
talking
that.
about taking over China.
Don't
it's
worry.
just a bullshit fool's errand. TJ.
You know what we'll do? We'll take over China and give it to Russia, so that they have to worry about the
What's
nation
likely
building.
to happen is we're going to continue funneling more and more money to China, and they're going to use it to grow stronger and stronger. And in about 100 years, they're going to come for us.
Well, China. Don't act like China don't have problems. They got some problems.
they have huge problems.
They
don't think-
they ain't in no position
I
to
don't
take
think
over
Chi-
shit.
Dude, China doesn't want to invade the U.S. anyways. If China want anything,
They're not going to invade.
They would just want to have a stranglehold on the U.S. economy.
That's exactly what they're doing.
That's what they would want.
They
That's
already
what
got.
they're going to
They already
continue to
fucking
do.
got that.
Well, they're going to continue to do that. I'm like, they don't have a total fucking Anaconda vice grip on it yet.
Oh, they do.
But they're purchasing
I
every
think-
day.
I think you underestimate the tendrils of China that are in our economy at this point.
You know, China's biggest factor though is that China's a rapidly aging population. So India is actually going to be the most populous country. So a lot of manufacturing may end up going to India, which then will give them greater power too. I mean,
They're about to be a nuclear
develop-
wasteland
dude,
anyway. They're about to.
the
nuke with
developing countries of the
Pakistan.
world are going to be the source of economic growth going in the next 100 years. So the world stage as we see it now is going to shift radically.
I don't
It's gonna
know.
shift radically.
I think a lot's gonna have to do with which country has the most automation the quickest too.
Oh yeah, I mean, technology is a
bloop.
huge factor. I mean, that's you.
Because I have the sneaking suspicion that countries like the United States are going to be heavily automated before India.
If the U.S. is a technology leader, then it will remain
Maybe not
dominant,
China.
a dominant power, or China, or whatever.
There ain't gonna be no fucking labor
You know what,
unions in China.
do you
to
know what China-
bitch about it? China's just gonna do it, and they're gonna beat us at it. They're already beating us at it.
Well, you know where
There are
China's-
already restaurants in China. They're completely and utterly manned by robots. Sit down restaurants.
There's restaurants like that here, I think, but
I don't know.
There are some.
there are in China where China is really investing in automation. But with my understanding,
Factories.
well, we're doing that. But where they're standing out is surgery and shit. Because
Really?
apparently there's not enough surgeons in China, so they're really working hard to develop these automated surgeons that can do like these basic tasks a lot better than a human doctor could because their
Cool.
fine motor skills are so crazy. I
Wow.
mean, it still has to be.
Investing in the longevity and healthcare of their citizens
But, you know,
and
we
using
all know what's going to
technology.
happen
That's
eventually.
like, wow.
If humans exist long enough, dude, we're just going to have a one world globalist government. It's going to happen, dude. The globalists are going to win.
And that's why America has to take over.